Okay, we are live. I have to check with somebody. But if it's working, I mean, just from another device, and then we'll start the tour. I know there's like nobody watching, but we'll still like to do this as perfect as possible. For the first time. As perfect as possible for a first time. Mm-mm. Let's check the audio for a second. Okay, so let's go to the entrance and start, and we'll figure out if something is wrong slowly, and we might have to restart, and that'll be okay because this is my first ever live, and that can happen. So, going back here, taking the shovel away, coming to the entrance right here. This is a good place to start. Um, okay. Oh, by the way, this is like a Hindi English mix situation. So, not that I'm gonna speak much Hindi in this video, but like overall, it's a Desi person playing Animal Crossing. So, this game doesn't have a language if you actually get to know the game. So, let's just start. I'm talking a lot. I'm a very chatty person. So, let's go. Welcome to my gazillion amount of hours, shameful amount of hours spent Animal Crossing Island tour. It's a military themed island, as you can already see from the flag. This is my island flag, and let's move forward. So, also, I got lucky with the military theme because I decided a theme very later, but my airport and my airplane is green, which sort of gels with the theme, you know. People have yellow and blue airports, which wouldn't have gone that well. Okay, so now we are at the entrance. I grew up in military towns, and this is what it looks like, except there are less violent machinery at the entrance. But hey, we make do with whatever we get in Animal Crossing. Okay, this is the town, sort of town square, the downtown street area. This is where the train goes underground. We have a cycle stand, we have a wheelchair thing for people who use wheelchair, a gas pump to pump up those tires, a whole mail station to make sure anybody and any soldier who wants to receive mail from the family gets it. So going left to the town square, we have our museum. I didn't know much with the entrance of the museum because I wanted it to be very realistic, because not many cities get to create a grand entrance for a museum, right? Because it's right, a city has been there for a long time, and that doesn't happen. This is picture selling spot of Aurora, who is on our island, and she's a great painter and she sells her painting and she's very rich. But she's one of those nonchalant rich people who make money but don't show it. She's one of those people. Moving forward, this is Julia's house, Molly's house. This is a main street. I call it the main street. When you go here, this is sort of a goal chakkar is what we call in Hindi. If you don't know Hindi, then it's just like a circling area. There's a lot here. There's a lot of military merch is sold, and this is the house of Camo Frog. Camo Frog is our military general of the stream attack rahi hai. The stream is breaking a little bit. Let's keep going. If it doesn't go well, or if it breaks a lot, I might stop. So let's keep going for now. So this is Camo Frog's house, and he's the military general of the island. He wanted to not draw attention to himself. He wanted a very blended in within the city house, so that's what we gave him. But he's a frog and he loves his water. So we gave him a little bit of his military merch area and also water. Because how do you have a frog and not give him water? That's like just cruel, absolute cruel. Oh, by the way, hi Molly. Anyways, let's not get distracted. Animal Crossing is very distracting. So, as you can see, I love food. You'll see a lot of food stalls here, and this is where I get my breakfast. This is a toy shop. This stairs is Aurora's house. She's a rich painter who wants she's like hip and she needs freedom to paint. So this is where she does her work and then sells it in front of the museum. After the fish shop, this is where rest of the town is. So because it's a military protected town, not everybody gets the access pass to meet the rest of the people of the town. And this is a momo shop. It's also called dim sums in normal people language, but in India we call them momos, and I love it. All my favorite food has a shop here, and here's a little tanuki ordering momos. So when we go up from the main street and take a U-turn, basically, this is my favorite food shop because this represents a real street food shop that my family always goes to or used to go to, and that's what I wanted to make. It's a very street side restaurant where you eat in front of the bikes that are on the bikes that are randomly parked in front of it. So it's a very this is like a memory for me. Then there's a jewelry shop, more the street stuff, and yep, this is where the main magic happens of Animal Crossing and making money. This is a petrol pump with a shop. You all know the shop if you play Animal Crossing. When we move forward, this is a laundromat. The whole island gets their laundry done right here. I need to pick up my laundry, so let's also do that, or just move forward because it's an island tour and we should not get distracted. This is where all the military merch and all the island other activities because of which there is military protection on this island get made. By the way, there's a reason why this island is military protected, and we haven't discussed that yet, and I guess we will do it eventually because that's the secret. Moving forward, oh hi Agnes. So this is where the tunnel is for the carriage trains, and this is where the jungle is. It's like a jungle / mini orchard. I didn't want my orchard to be very symmetrical. I've seen all that a lot. I wanted it to be realistic. So there's like a little bit of a hill under which there's a tunnel, and then that's the mini orchard, and it sort of divides my island from the north and south. Hey, hi Marshall. Marshall is the king of the island. He's the cutie, and he's sort of the cute royalty. And Molly. Also, this is David. We won't talk about his nakedness because Animal Crossing is a game a lot of kids play also. So this is a watchtower of the military, and this is how they protect and watch over the whole town for any kind of shady activities. This is where there's a lot of farming and welling happens. Welling is not a word, Arushi. Anyways, moving forward, this is one of my favorite parts. I wanted to create a cute picnic area right next to the water. A lot of things on this island are things that I wanted to do and have in my life. So, and before the spa, you can just move forward. This is the farm. This is the farm of none other than Eric. Eric is a lazy deer and he loves his farming, so he has a cute farm, and he's inside right now because he's always lazy. And Animal Crossing, if you know, Animal Crossing community always has like a design styles and they call them things, and I didn't know these were any like normal words before this also. So a lot of people make fairy core design ideas or sort of enchanted vibes, and I didn't want to limit myself to not making something. So this is my fairy core attempt, and it's given to Apple's house because Apple is our famous person. She has a contract in the big city She's famous, she sings, and her house, she's full of dreams and she's achieving her dreams. So it made sense to, you know, give her the enchanted fairy core vibe. Moving forward, I'm sorry if I'm getting distracted a little bit. It's my first stream and I don't know if it's working fine. There's a lot of skipped frames continuously, so my bad on that. When we move forward, this is none other than Marshall's house. He's the king. He's the king because he's too cute to not be the king of this island. And this is where I attempted the cottage core vibe. I didn't want a whole cottage core island, but I did want to attempt the creativity of the cottage core. So this is my mini cottage core. Um, and this is also one of those houses, if this was a house in real life, I'd like to live in it. So this was my cottage core attempt, my fairy core attempt, and this was a farm core attempt. I know farm core is not a word that's used a lot, but I did see it here and there. So this was sort of my 3 design attempts that I wanted to do. And also Marshall is the king, Apple is famous and bougie, and Eric is lazy. So all 3 of them demanded to have a spa made. So this rock was perfect for their very bougie, very rich people's spa. Moving on, there's a little bit of a kids playing area. The parents just drop off their kids for a restaurant, late night, candlelight, dinner, dine-in situation. This is sort of the ultimate romantic place you wanna go with your special someone, and that's what I wanted to create. Anybody who wants to take me on a date, take notes. It should look like this and it should be in Animal Crossing or you're not allowed. So, I'm kidding. Okay, moving forward. Okay, we need to speed this up. I talk a lot. Ooh, there's a tarantula right there. Can you see that? Can you see that? Don't you go near my frog pet thingy. Oh. We should move on. This is island tour. So when we go down here, this is the barracks. So if you know a little bit of about military, people who are basically soldiers live in barracks, and sort of this is the generator which lights up their area. This is the communal shower for all the soldiers. Moving on, this is sort of the changing area, and this is the barracks where they live. These are the radio from which they get their duty calls. This is the telephone where which they receive their orders. KK March is playing to keep us all patriotic, and this is where their mess is. This is where they eat. This is where their food is cooked, and if you know how their food is cooked, it's often cooked in like mass, big utensils, and it's cooked in bulk for all the soldiers and served all at once. So this is how I imagine it would look like. I have seen a barrack, I haven't seen how their food is, or like how their kitchen looks like. So this is my imagination of it. Moving forward, next to the barracks is the fishing dock. The biggest economy of our island is from the fishing and the fish export we do. So this is where we keep the nope, I don't want to transform. This is where we keep the live fish. This is where we measure it, and then we pack it all up, and then here's where the big ships dock and we export all the fish. So this is where the economy of this island comes from. There's no COVID here. Everybody's making money. Okay, moving forward. Oh, this is by the way the train station. How do I show you? Let me show it to you like that. Remember the train station at the beginning? This is where it goes underground. So it's the whole big track for the train to move. So we were right next to the fishing dock and fishing market. What should make the most sense after it? Yes, you guessed it right. A seafood restaurant. So this is my fancy 5-star, 10-star, 1000-star sushi / seafood restaurant, and it is run by none other than Octavian. So, Octavian is a resident, drumroll please, he's a resident scientist. And you may ask why a scientist runs a restaurant. So, and why do we need a scientist on our island? So, we secretly, by government orders, do space research, and Molly is not allowed here. Molly, what are you doing? Do you even have a pass to be here? This is Octavian's research center, and this is where me and him basically do our research. Yes, this is the reveal. I'm also an astronaut, and this is just a front. And to keep a front for the average public, he runs a restaurant. And we can move forward. Molly is always already leaving. Oh, this is where they cook the food for the restaurant. And by the way, for being a front, they sell some really good lobster. And if you can't already tell, I'm a huge foodie. So you've seen a good part of the island. And now that you know the secrets of the island, we can go to the main streets left. This is where the garbage dump of the city is. We move forward and there's a coffee shop. This is solely and 100% just for me. Let's transform a little bit, because who plays Animal Crossing without transforming enough? So we are in the shopping street. This is where I take coffee. This is where popcorn is, birthday cakes, candy shop. Oh, and by the way, because we do such high-tech activity on this island, the most demanded shop was an electronic shop. So there you go. I made a huge electronic shop for everybody. And Marshall wants to tell me something, but we will ignore him. And this is where our town brewery is. We make our own very specific craft beer and we sell it on this island. So this is it. And there's the best part of this bar is it plays salsa music, if you can hear it. And that's the best part of this bar to me. That's my ideal bar. People should be doing salsa all the time. And because we make our own craft beer, you don't have to come into the restaurant. You can also just buy it from the stall. Moving forward. Agnes is just happy looking at the military equipment. So when we cross the jungle and the orchard, you get to know none other than that there's a castle and there's a queen lives here. There's a queen and there's a queen who lives here. Wow, I need to learn how to speak. So this is my mom's account. I made her a fancy castle. She doesn't pay much, but I did want to give her like a very fancy house. So this is her castle. We can go in and see it a little bit. I don't want to spend a lot of time inside, because what's the point of spending time inside? So there we go in, and there's the entrance. If we go straight in, these are a lot of the things that I would want to happen to me in real life. So I've always wanted a walk-in closet, and this is it. This is my walk-in closet. I can't have it so far in my real life. So there it is in Animal Crossing. And of course, a queen who has a castle, or a princess who's my mom who has a castle, needs to have a walk-in closet. So that made the most sense. When you go to the right, we have none other than, everybody has their washroom on the right. So this is where the castle's enchanted washroom is. I know it looks cool, but like, this was not an original idea. I saw it on the Discord, the Animal Crossing Discord. Very few ideas on this island are totally 100% unique and done by me. A lot of it was just like inspiration from here and there, and then I picked it up and then made it my own. I have not seen a fully white castle yet. I have not seen a fully white castle which is also done fully white from inside, and totally represented to a queen theme. A lot of people who have done castles, they've done Disney theme, and I'm not like crazy on Disney. So this is the kitchen. This is where the food for the princess is made and served. Moving on. By the way, every wallpaper, every flooring is different in the castle, and they're all white oriented, except the bedroom, which you'll see in a minute. Let's show you the downstairs first. The downstairs is also like um, the military blit, blit bit. Can we hold on a second and just check the stream? So this is the military bit. This is where the soldiers work day and night to keep the princess's castle and the space slash military activity safe. Because they work day and night, I gave them a little coffee machine. This is where they hang their uniform and they get to work. Let's move further. Now let's see the princess's bedroom. Wow, indoor part didn't take that long. I feel like who wants to see indoors? Just the same few items. So this is, I am proud of this place, but like I've seen other people make, because it's just the same set of furnitures a lot of people use. But I wanted a very black and white vibe. I've recently just changed the flooring to be this light brown. Flooring was also a shade of white, and that also looked pretty. But this also, like, a brown with a white and black rug made more, it was more me, it was more my aesthetic. I'm a more black white person, so there you go. Going back out, and now we'll go to the other interesting parts of the island. So there's a little bit of an Easter egg right here. If you come over here, which very rarely people do, this is where we fight the pirates. The pirates in this island attack this island and try to sell fake treasure to people and scam people. So this is where the military fights the pirate. They let us do space research. We protect them from pirates in Japan. And this is just like a empty space I wanted to keep for like further updates and the fall update and the winter update. But so because I had space, I just put up this statue and like sort of framed it to look like a monument or something. This is where so the kids play and they can just drink their um, fruit juice and lemonade while playing. So this is that place. When you come back here, this is the one thing I wanted to make on my island since day one. I wanted a casino. So when you enter, this is like a mini slot machine for anybody who wants to quickly play a game or two and leave. And then if you want to actually come down, sit and play, this is it for you. I saw so many sort of in-game items for a casino. I was like, I am gonna make one, and I knew I could make it. Like, I want to sound arrogant, like make it better than the ones I was seeing at that time. And this was when it was like July, June end. So yeah, I'm really proud of my casino. Moving on, and up the kids playing area is where the adults sit and enjoy on chill nights. And this is the helipad of the princess. There's the swimming pool, and yes, we are walking on water because this is Animal Crossing and you can walk on water. You actually can't, that's a custom design. And this is where you can sit on the swing and enjoy the day, play some games and go back home. This is of the princess's castle's backyard. And then you move up and you see all this media activity and why. So as I revealed near Octavian's house, we are actually have to drop it, huh? Oh yeah. So we are actually, the north of the island is the space research center. So there's a lot of space research that's happening. This is why this island is military protected. And yeah, so because of the space research, this is the place where the media comes and we tell the media about all our recent findings and we address to the nation about what recent things we have been doing. And this is where all journalists come and sit and ask questions. So we needed a dedicated space for our research center. That's north of the island. You can reach the north of the island by just hiking down this mountain, or you can just take the long road. Moving on. Oh, we can move back on from here. So now that we're already here, we go towards the. Oh, by the way, I put David's statue here just because it's not that serious. He was just tall enough to fit there and sort of be a peekaboo thing that David's here. And so this is my rainbow aesthetic flower hill. And I know it's not a very crazy thing to have, but this is my flower hill. And yeah, there's like a lot of flowers in this game, and you just want to keep all of them. So I wanted to create like a layered hill which has pond on top, and we are using it for wind energy, and it all like sort of made sense. We just drop down from here. Where should we go? Well, let's just go on the other end, just to show you the other end of the island. Climb down, climb down. And transformation is necessary at this point. Because I'm secretly an astronaut, I'm always undercover doing different things. So this is where the power plant of the island is. This is where all the energy of our island comes from. And right next to it is the flower hill. And so we blocked off the power plant with these tide breakers. And this is a little bit of a surfing spot. Moving forward, we have a very nice tiki restaurant, which is like, this is Goa in Animal Crossing. You can just sit on the floor on nice cushions and enjoy the breeze and have food that will be served to you right on your table. So moving forward from our tiki restaurant, a little bit more. This is sort of beachside Vegas to me, this whole side of the island. A little bit more of a gaming area, and then we have none other than the party time club of Pataka. Oh, by the way, my island's name is Pataka. I didn't know if I told you that. Pataka basically means firecracker, fun firebomb in Hindi. Firebomb is like representation. You're like a firebomb. It's a compliment. It's like a slang compliment taken in the right way, not in the wrong way. So yeah, this is where we dance, and I call it, the club is called Dancing with the Dude because the dude is here. And moving on, this is our mid-city pond. You saw this area in the beginning, and this is the Hi Camofrog, he's our military general, and this is the maze to school. We take the maze, all the kids take the maze to school so that they have fun while going to the school, not the boring schools we went to and just listen to the teachers and got bored at all times. I'm just walking through the right way because I know it, because I built it. It's more fun when some other players come and try to find the way. So this is where the school is. And we have to transform the school. This is the astrophysics school. There's nothing else taught on this island other than astrophysics because we are deep into space and time travel research. If we were to get specific about it, then I must tell you that we study time travel via the concept of UFOs and aliens. So we send ships and see how many light years ahead and back something is and how that affects time travel and sort of the fourth dimension, which is time. Okay, I'm just like getting too deep into my own theory, okay? Moving forward. Now this is the entrance to none other than the B&B that we have on this island. This is run by me. This is my business. Let's become a businessman again because that's what we are. Yeah, and let me show you what all you can get on this B&B. All the journalists that arrive on this island live here. This is the entrance, this is the lobby, this is where I'll get you registered. And on the right, there is none other than, what did I tell you? On the right, I learned it from the channel Chase Crossing. I don't know if you've seen it, but why are the lights off? Yeah, so these are the communal washrooms. You can just have fun on the beach, dust off your sand, rinse off your sand in the communal showers, and move on for the day. So yeah, Chase Crossing always says that everybody makes washroom on the right, and like I also ended up making both the washrooms on the right. So the other two rooms are not that interesting. So it's actually very interesting, but I'm not allowed to tell you, so don't tell anyone. But this is where there's an illegal boxing betting ring that is run by our local mafia, and they are blackmailing me to not tell the military. So I'm stuck between, do I go to jail or do I get killed by the mafia? So I'm just, letting it all happen as long as it can survive. So moving on. Towards the left, there's like just the kitchen of the B&B. There's nothing crazy. I didn't even put much thought into making this kitchen. It just exists for the sake of it, and sort of the creative in me wanted to make it one theme and things like that. But listen, I put all of this stuff together and it just looks fine, so we didn't bother to change it. This is the only place in the island that I didn't actually bother to make it perfect, Downstairs of the B&B is a very fancy 5-star restaurant, a candlelit restaurant, because every island needs one. This is how I make all of the money. This is my money maker. Although the whole B&B and all the journalists living is also making money, but when they live here and they dine in these restaurants, that's when I make most money. And as you already know, I'm an astronaut. This is where the B&B is. This is what you get if you come to Pataka to live here. You can just chill and just enjoy the life and have your spa time to impress the UFOs that come to our island because of the space activities. Yeah, moving on. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very deep into this concept that I've created on my island, which only I understand, I feel. If anybody will bother to see this long ass video, then tell me if you'll get the whole theme without me explaining to you. So this is where the surfboards are. This is where you can buy the snorkeling equipment, and yeah, this is pretty much 90% of my island. The 10% which is left is the big bridge. Also, why are we naked? Let's wear some clothes. Let's go in our... Oh, since I got into my beach workout outfit, let me introduce you to the mayor of the town, who is Dom. Dom is mayor of the town. He is one of the oldest residents of Pataka, and he's the one who takes all the decisions and lets know what we can build for our military activity and space activity and whatnot. So me, Dom, Octavian, who's the lead scientist, and Camfrog, who's the lead military personnel, we have secret meetings, and we decide what can be built and what can't. And yeah, so Dom is a huge muscle head. He sells his own protein powder, he has his own private beach, and he has his own open muscle beach gym as his business. He's sort of the sweetest mayor you can have. Also, didn't I say that I wanted Marsha's house to be my own house? This would also be fun to have as my own real life house, because this is like having the beach paradise, like a secret small beach as your house, and then having a whole downtown and all the opportunities of a city in your backyard. So that'll also be ideal, which I don't think exists. Moving forward, this is the huge big bridge that you haven't seen yet. So welcome to the bridge, and when you enter the bridge, you basically reach the flower shop. The flower shop is right next to the flower hill, so we can basically just sell all the flowers that bloom on our beautiful island Pataka. And when we go in, right next to that is a huge waterfall area, and this waterfall and this river that it creates is right the perfect spot for camping. So a lot of people come camp here right next to a flower shop. It's all pretty everywhere. On the right to the bridge, you can see a little bit of a reading nook. That's a little. That spot is basically I want to make something for my dad who I lost recently, so I wanted to give him a pretty space to visit, and that's where I put him. There's a little bit of a bench there, and I let weeds grow there because I wanted to create like a sort of a castaway area that people climb down to enjoy and not be very accessible easily. So you have to take your ladder and go there. So now we'll just sneak out from Aurora's backyard and take the main street back to the entrance. This is it. This is my island tour. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you even watched it. This is my first ever stream. If nobody watched it, I get it. But if you did, if you want to just want me to create a certain part, like turn it down and create it again so that you can, copy parts of it, or just like copy the whole thing, or just wanted to see how I created it so that you can make your own version of it, I'll do that. So just like let me know if you want anything like that. Otherwise, bye bye. That's it. Now Molly and I will